You walk into Trader Joe's for eggs. That is the plan. Eggs, maybe milk. 20 minutes later, your cart contains frozen soup dumplings, chili lime corn chips, a block of cheese with a strange name, and a tiny plant you are now emotionally responsible for. Trader Joe's does not have sales. It does not offer coupons. There is no loyalty program, no curbside pickup, no delivery, and no online checkout. The stores are small, the aisles are crowded, popular products disappear without warning, and the parking lots often feel like the final round of a driving test nobody studied for. By almost every rule of modern retail, this should be a terrible grocery store. Instead, customers line up when new locations open. Seasonal snacks sell out in hours. A miniature canvas bag can cause more excitement than some technology launches. Trader Joe's has built one of America's most beloved grocery chains by refusing to behave like a normal grocery chain. But the Hawaiian shirts are not the secret. Neither are the handwritten signs. And it is not simply that the food is cheap, the real trick is much more powerful. A normal supermarket gives you thousands of choices. Trader Joe's removes most of them. Then it convinces you that losing those choices is a benefit, because Trader Joe's is not really selling selection, it is selling relief. It is telling you you do not need to compare 20 jars of pasta sauce. You do not need to understand which olive oil is best. You do not need to spend 7 minutes staring at a wall of peanut butter like you are choosing a mortgage. We already chose for you. That promise makes shopping easier. It also gives Trader Joe's enormous control over what you see, what you compare, and what ends up in your cart. And that is where the economics become strange. Because Trader Joe's may save you money on individual products while quietly pushing you to spend more than you planned. So how did a small convenience store operator turn fewer products, less convenience, and constant shortages into a business advantage? Why can Trader Joe's sell groceries without most of the tools modern retailers consider essential? And what exactly are you giving up when you let a grocery store make your decisions for you? The answer begins before Trader Joe's existed. In the late 1950s, Joe Coulombe operated a small California convenience store chain called Pronto Markets. The stores were doing reasonably well. Then 7-Eleven began expanding. Coulombe could see what was coming. A small chain could not beat a much larger competitor by becoming a slightly worse version of the same business. He needed to serve a different customer. At the time, more Americans were attending college. International travel was becoming more accessible. People were becoming interested in wine, cheese, imported foods, and experiences that once seemed unusual or expensive. They had broader tastes. They did not necessarily have broader wallets. Coulombe described his target customer as overeducated and underpaid. That customer wanted discovery without luxury prices. In 1967, the first Trader Joe's opened in Pasadena, California. The store carried unusual cheeses, wine, nuts, granola, imported products, and foods customers were unlikely to find at an ordinary convenience store. The nautical theme made the store feel like a trading post. Employees became crew members, managers became captains. The store did not feel like a warehouse containing everything. It felt like someone had returned from a trip with a small collection of interesting things. That distinction became the foundation of the business. Trader Joe's was not trying to stock every product a household might need. It was trying to stock products people would remember. And that leads to the first major piece of the model. Trader Joe's makes fewer products work much harder. A traditional supermarket may carry tens of thousands of separate items. That sounds like a strength. You can choose between dozens of cereals, yogurts, frozen pizzas, detergents, pasta sauces, and nearly identical varieties of mustard. But every additional choice creates a cost. More products require more shelf space, more inventory, more supplier relationships, more price labels, more promotions, more tracking, more money tied up in products that may sit on a shelf for weeks. Trader Joe's has historically carried only a few thousand items. The exact assortment changes, but the strategy is clear. Instead of selling 40 versions of something, it may sell 4. That concentrates demand. Imagine a normal supermarket carries 40 types of peanut butter. Trader Joe's carries 10. If both stores sell 40 jars, the supermarket might sell 1 jar of each variety. Trader Joe's sells an average of 4. That product moves faster. The shelf turns over faster. And Trader Joe's can place a much larger order with each supplier. Large orders create leverage. A manufacturer may be willing to offer a lower price when one buyer promises to purchase a serious amount of a product and distribute it across hundreds of stores. The factory gets volume, Trader Joe's gets negotiating power. And customers get the impression that Trader Joe's discovered some mysterious loophole in the peanut butter economy. This is why limited selection is not just part of the atmosphere, it is the operating system. Fewer products simplify purchasing, they simplify warehouses, they simplify stocking, they reduce the amount of inventory sitting still. They also allow Trader Joe's to generate significant sales from stores that are often much smaller than traditional supermarkets. Smaller stores can mean lower rent, lower utility costs, fewer shelves, and less backroom space. Every square foot has to earn its keep. A product cannot simply exist because a manufacturer paid for a good location, it has to sell. Trader Joe's says it does not accept the slotting fees that suppliers commonly pay retailers for shelf placement. That changes the relationship. At many supermarkets, shelf space is partly an advertising market. Brands pay for visibility. At Trader Joe's, shelf space is closer to an audition. If customers keep buying the product, it stays. If sales slow down, something else may take its place. This sounds ruthless. It is. But it also creates one of the company's most important advantages. Trader Joe's can keep replacing average products with products that generate more attention, more sales, or both. The shelf never becomes completely settled. And that matters more than it first appears, because a store with only a few thousand products has a problem. Fewer products can feel efficient, they can also make a store feel empty. Trader Joe's needed limited choice to feel like expert choice. That is where private label enters the story. Walk through a traditional supermarket and most of the powerful names belong to companies other than the store. Coca-Cola owns Coke, General Mills owns Cheerios, Kraft Heinz owns its sauces, cheeses, and snacks. The supermarket provides the building, the shelves, and the customers. But the emotional connection often belongs to the manufacturer. Trader Joe's flips that relationship. Most products in the store carry the Trader Joe's name or one of its related house labels. Trader Joe's does not manufacture all of this food itself. Outside companies make the products. Some may also manufacture foods sold under well-known national brands. But inside Trader Joe's, the manufacturer mostly disappears. The store becomes the brand. This is the second major piece of the model. Private label gives Trader Joe's more control. It can negotiate directly with manufacturers, it can request particular ingredients, package sizes, and recipes. It avoids paying a premium simply because a famous logo appears on the box, and it keeps the customer relationship for itself. You may love a particular frozen meal, but you do not necessarily know who manufactured it. You know where you bought it. If you want it again, you return to Trader Joe's. That creates loyalty to the store instead of loyalty to the company behind the food. But private label does something else, something customers rarely notice. It makes comparison shopping much harder. When the same cereal appears at 3 supermarkets, comparing prices is easy. Same brand, same size, same box. But what exactly competes with Trader Joe's unexpected cheddar? Is it an inexpensive cheese, a premium cheese, a specialty product, a dairy-based personality test? You can probably find something similar somewhere else, but it may have a different name, package size, recipe, or manufacturer. There is no clean comparison. You are no longer asking, is this cheaper than the exact same item at another store? You are asking, does this price feel reasonable for this interesting thing? That is a much better question for Trader Joe's. The normal reference price disappears. The product feels unique. And because the price is usually low enough to try without much risk, you put it in the cart. $3 does not feel like a major financial decision. That is precisely why it is so effective. One $3 experiment is harmless. 6 experiments become $18, and suddenly the eggs have acquired an entourage. This is the first important reveal. Trader Joe's does not merely sell private label products. Trader Joe's is the private label. The whole store functions like one enormous brand. Every successful product strengthens your trust in the next one. You try a frozen dinner and like it, then a sauce, then a snack. Eventually, the Trader Joe's name itself becomes evidence that an unfamiliar product is probably worth trying. The store has lowered the risk of novelty. That trust is incredibly valuable. It means Trader Joe's can introduce a product without spending the kind of advertising money a national brand might need. No giant television campaign, no celebrity eating the snack during a suspiciously perfect family moment. The product appears, employees recommend it, customers talk about it, then social media takes over. But trust alone does not explain why people visit Trader Joe's when they do not urgently need groceries. For that, the company adds uncertainty. At a conventional supermarket, consistency is a virtue. Your favorite cereal should be there this week, next week, and 6 months from now. Trader Joe's mixes dependable staples with a rotating stream of new, seasonal, and temporary products. Pumpkin season arrives like an orange weather event. Then peppermint appears, then ubi, then truffle. Then one day, the snack you loved is gone. No warning, no farewell tour, just an empty emotional space where patio potato chips used to be. Customers hate this. They also keep returning because uncertainty changes behavior. When a product will always be available, there is no urgency. You can buy it next week. When it may disappear, waiting feels risky. So you buy 2, maybe 3. You send a picture to someone. You tell them to hurry. A simple grocery product becomes a limited time opportunity. That is the third part of the machine. Trader Joe's turns shopping into a treasure hunt. You may enter with a list, but part of your attention is scanning for surprises. What is new? What came back? What is everyone buying? What might be gone by the time you return? A predictable reward becomes routine. An unpredictable reward keeps you checking. That principle helps explain casinos, social media feeds, collectible drops, and why people open the refrigerator 5 times even though they know nothing new has appeared. Trader Joe's uses a gentler version of the same pattern. Most visits are familiar. Occasionally, you find something excellent. The next visit might contain another discovery, so the store does not feel like a static inventory. It feels alive. And this solves the original problem. Trader Joe's carries fewer items, but it does not feel boring. It reduces functional variety while increasing emotional novelty. You do not have to compare 40 nearly identical tortilla chips. You choose between a small number of options, one of which may be shaped like a rolled tube and covered in enough seasoning to temporarily remove your ability to feel your lips. The decision is easier. The product is more memorable. Trader Joe's removes boring choice and replaces it with curated surprise. That is why shopping there can feel stimulating without feeling overwhelming. A large supermarket says, here are 50 options, figure it out. Trader Joe's says, here are 4. We think these are good. The company becomes an editor. And once customers trust the editor, fewer choices stop feeling like a limitation. They feel like a service. But here is where the model becomes even more unusual. Trader Joe's does not only curate the products, it curates the entire experience around them. The stores are designed to feel informal and human. The signs look hand-drawn. Many locations have murals inspired by the surrounding community. Employees wear colorful shirts and move between responsibilities. They stock shelves, answer questions, ring up purchases, and recommend products. A worker saying, that new sauce is actually really good, may be more persuasive than a shelf tag or online advertisement. The employee lowers uncertainty. The store chose the product. Now a real person is confirming the choice. This is why labor at Trader Joe's is not simply a cost to be minimized. The employees are part of the sales system. A knowledgeable crew member can function as a stocker, cashier, customer service worker, product guide, and representative of the brand. Even the bells used instead of a traditional intercom reinforce the atmosphere. 1 bell means one thing, 2 means another, 3 means someone has probably encountered a problem requiring a captain. It is slightly theatrical. That is the point. Trader Joe's turns ordinary grocery shopping into an experience with its own language and rituals. And because the employees are the interface, Trader Joe's has resisted another feature that now seems unavoidable: online grocery shopping. Trader Joe's still does not offer traditional online ordering, curbside pickup, or delivery through its own stores. In a world where groceries can arrive before you finish deciding what to cook, that sounds like a major weakness. For many customers, it is, but online shopping would damage several parts of the Trader Joe's model at once. When you shop online, you search for what you already know you need: milk, bread, Eggs. You do not walk past flowers at the entrance. You do not see the seasonal display. You do not hear an employee recommending a new frozen meal. You do not pass 20 unexpected products on the way to the dairy case. Online shopping converts discovery into search, and search is dangerous for Trader Joe's. Because a customer searching for 6 specific items is harder to influence than a customer walking through the entire store. Delivery would also add operational complexity. Someone has to pick the order, handle substitutions, store the bags, track constantly changing inventory, coordinate pickup or drivers. That adds labor and cost to a business built around small stores and fast product turnover. But the biggest issue is impulse buying. The customer who physically enters Trader Joe's is exposed to the full machine, the flowers, the seasonal products, the samples when available, the freezer aisle, the handwritten sign describing a snack with more enthusiasm than some parents describe their children. Delivery would be more convenient, it would also make shopping more efficient, and efficient customers often buy fewer surprises. Trader Joe's has made a deliberate trade. It gives up some customers who require maximum convenience. In return, it protects the store experience that drives discovery, impulse purchases, and loyalty. The inconvenience is not merely something the company failed to fix, it supports the economics. And now the strange decisions begin to align. No coupons make pricing simple. No loyalty program means every customer sees the same price. Limited selection concentrates sales. Private label protects the customer relationship. Rotating products create urgency. Small stores force productivity. Friendly employees convert trust into purchases. No delivery keeps discovery inside the building. Each choice strengthens the others. Trader Joe's is not trying to help you complete the perfect grocery list. It is trying to make every visit to a small store as valuable as possible. That is also why the model is so difficult to copy. A traditional supermarket cannot simply remove most of its products tomorrow. Customers expect specific brands, suppliers expect shelf space. Stores were designed for huge inventories. Promotional fees, coupons, loyalty programs, and advertising relationships are woven into the business. Trader Joe's built its entire system around curation. A competitor can copy the hand-drawn signs, it can add quirky product names, it can place employees in tropical shirts. But copying the atmosphere without copying the supply chain is like adding racing stripes to a minivan. The visible quirks are not the strategy. They are the decoration around the strategy. The actual strategy is control. Control the number of products. Control the supplier relationship. Control the brand. Control the environment where the purchase happens. Control the customer's frame of reference. And this brings us to the hidden bill, because Trader Joe's can offer genuine value. Its private label products, concentrated purchasing, smaller stores, and fast turnover can produce attractive prices. Many customers really do save money on products they enjoy. The hidden cost is not that Trader Joe's is secretly expensive. It is that simplicity requires surrendering some control. First, Trader Joe's decides which choices you get. You save time because someone else removed the alternatives. But if you need a specific brand, size, ingredient, or household staple, you may have to visit another store. Your simple grocery run becomes 2 grocery runs. The price on the receipt does not include the extra time, driving, and frustration. Second, private label reduces direct comparison. A product may be a fantastic bargain, but because there is no identical box at another store, value becomes harder to prove. The ingredients may differ, the package size may differ, the quality may differ. You rely on Trader Joe's to tell you that the product is worth the price. Third, novelty expands the basket. The low price of each item lowers your defenses. $4 feels harmless. So does $3. So does $5. Trader Joe's does not need every product to be the cheapest if you leave with several products you never intended to buy. You may save $1 on pasta sauce and spend $16 exploring snacks. You still feel like you found bargains. The total bill simply arrived through smaller doors. Fourth, scarcity changes how much you buy. If a seasonal product may vanish, purchasing one feels risky, so you purchase several. Fear of missing out pulls future spending into the present. This is good for the store's cash flow. It is less useful when you discover that the 6 boxes in your pantry were exciting mainly because other people could not find them. Finally, curation gives Trader Joe's enormous power over suppliers. The store decides which products receive national exposure. It decides which remain on the shelf. It often keeps the manufacturer invisible behind the Trader Joe's label. That secrecy protects the business model. It also means customers know less about who made the product and how it compares with alternatives. None of this means the products are bad or the system is dishonest. Private label manufacturing is common throughout retail. The deeper point is that convenience and control move in opposite directions. Trader Joe's makes shopping easier by taking decisions away from you. Most customers gladly accept that trade. That is why the business works. It understands several contradictions about how people shop. People say they want unlimited choice. Often, they want someone trustworthy to remove the bad choices. People say they want convenience. Sometimes they tolerate inconvenience when the experience feels rewarding. People say they shop rationally. Then they buy a tiny tote bag because the tote bag is tiny. Trader Joe's does not fight these contradictions. It builds around them. Limited selection creates more sales per product. More sales per product create purchasing power. Purchasing power creates lower prices and exclusive products. Exclusive products make comparison difficult. Low prices encourage experimentation. Experimentation makes rotating products successful. Rotation creates scarcity. Scarcity creates conversation. Conversation creates free advertising. That advertising sends more customers into small stores where employees and displays encourage even more discovery. It is a flywheel, not a collection of random quirks. Remove one part and several others become weaker. That is why Trader Joe's can break so many grocery rules. It is not ignoring economics. It is using a different set of economics. A normal supermarket asks, how many products can we fit under one roof? Trader Joe's asks, how much trust can we fit into one label? That trust is why you will try an unfamiliar sauce without seeing an advertisement. It is why a discontinued snack can create genuine grief. It is why a crowded store can still feel charming. And it is why the company can refuse coupons, loyalty points, delivery, and endless selection while continuing to attract devoted customers. Trader Joe's did not become powerful by giving shoppers everything. It became powerful by deciding what shoppers did not need. The missing brands are not a weakness. The small stores are not an accident. The rotating inventory is not poor planning. They all push you toward the same behavior. Stop comparing, trust the store, try the product, come back soon because it may not be there next week. You entered believing Trader Joe's was a simpler place to shop. But the business is smarter than that. Trader Joe's simplified the store so it could shape nearly every decision inside it. It removed thousands of choices, and in return, it became the choice. That is the strange economics of Trader Joe's. You came in for eggs. The eggs were never the business model.